glasses. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Have got to get started, and I'm getting started on time. I'm getting started on time. I'm getting started on time. It's Friday night at 8. Hey, I hope y'all got dates. Y'all got dates tonight? Speaking of dates, when I opened up my Instagram, it opened up on this video and this woman talking about how she feels when black men, I guess, disparage black women and date and say that other races or ethnicities of women are, quote, better than black women. And so there are these two women talking to Jamal Woodard, the guy who played Biggie, and he was in some other stuff. Not, I don't really, I don't follow him at all. But that's where you better known him from. So I'm gonna play this video because I was watching it and I had already made a comment, and so I thought maybe you guys would want to listen to it. And then I'll read my comment and then we'll read some comments. Now, the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment and let me know that you stopped by. Now, the video is a little long. The video is a little long, so we're going to play it and then talk about it. So, hope everybody is doing well this Friday. Yes. Are y'all excited that it's Friday? Does anybody have any plans? My son's prom is tomorrow. Senior prom, honey. Yes. He has a nice tuxedo. We got him a little tuxedo, and he's gonna get his hair done tomorrow. He wants cornrows. So he looks where his face is just like ah. So he wants cornrows because I told him he was gonna have his hair out, and I was like, no, because he doesn't want to cut his hair. So I was like, get cornrows so your hair can be going back. So we got his suit, and so he's really excited about it. They're all going as a group, all group of friends. And I was thinking about that when he was getting ready, and I was just like, when I was a senior in high school, I remember feeling the pressure of needing a date to go to the prom. Now, I wasn't in a relationship with anybody, I didn't have no boyfriend or anything like that. So I was just like, I don't know who to ask. I don't know if I'm gonna have to ask somebody to go with me because nobody asked me to go with them. Because I was just like, I don't, I don't know, no. And I remember somebody making a joke saying, "Is Erica gonna come in a tuxedo?" Because I always wore baggy clothes. I was just very much like, not. I'm not trying to get anybody's attention. I'm wearing baggy clothes. That's how I dress. That's how my thing. But girl, no, the diva was not wearing a tuxedo, honey. Get into it. I should show y'all my prom picture. I have it in my phone. I'll show y'all my prom picture. Um, yes, girl. Talking about is Erica coming in the tuxedo, girl. Anyways, but my date, who I chose to take to my prom, I picked the right person because today he is a pediatric neurosurgeon. Shout out to Maurice, doctor. Okay, I think about like when people's prom dates. I was like, yeah, I picked a good prom date. So shout out to Maurice, my prom date. But I remember feeling the pressure of like feeling like I needed a date, and there was no the girls didn't have, like, the girls that I hung around, they didn't have the idea of let's just go as a group of girls to the prom. It was very much so we need a date, we need to have a man. It was very much the heterosexual agenda. Formal dance, you better have a date. It was that pressure. So when he was like, "Oh no, we're going as a group. We're all gonna meet there. We're gonna, that's what we're gonna do." So because that is like your first formal, dance outside. Like if you haven't done like a bar mitzvah, and or a quinceanera or something like that. Like typically the prom, the junior or senior prom is like a kid's first formal like thing dance. Like if you haven't done any like a cotillion or stuff like that outside of those kinds of things. Um So yeah, I remember feeling the pressure, and I was like, and then I thought about it. I was like, but I did pick a good prom day. He was my friend, and I was like, can we go to the prom together? Because I was like, ugh. So we ended up going, and then yeah, he's a pediatric neurosurgeon today. I did good. So shout out to him, his wife, his kids. He has a family and everything like that. Shout out to him. So let's see. I wanted to talk about this video that I saw, and I was listening to, and I was like, let me not listen to the rest of it. Let me just stop it now, and then I'll listen to it with y'all, and then we can talk about it. So here it is. I'll read it to you. It says actor Jamal Woodlard. Did I say Woodard? Woodlard, and licensed therapist Dr. Spirit, stylist Amy J, host Osei and Claudia Jordan. They join host Osei and Claudia Jordan for an insightful and candid conversation about navigating modern relationships. In this engaging discussion, they dive deep into the 50s into the dynamic of 50-50 relationships, the challenges and benefits of dating someone more successful than you. It's weird because the funny thing is, when you guys are applying this protector provider label on men, and this is what they're supposed to do for you, that's in alignment with the patriarchy. So you're already in contradiction because you are a woman who works. You are a woman who does not want to fall in line with the patriarchy. But protector provider labels and believing that a man is supposed to do all these things for you and pay everything, that is a structure that was designed when women were dependent on men. But because you are not really dependent on men and you don't need men, it is not necessary for them to pay all the bills. It's not, because you are in direct, your existence as a woman who works and a woman who does really truly doesn't need to depend on a man. You acting like you need to depend on a man is in line with the patriarchy. The patriarchy doesn't have any plans for women at all. No plans for you. So if you want a man to fall in line with a patriarchy, but at the same time be like, well, I'm going to do what I'm not going to, I don't really need to depend on you, but you want to act like you need to depend on somebody by making him pay all the bills, or thinking or even approaching that he needs to pay all the bills. You should literally be approaching relationships from an egalitarian point of view, where we work together. We work together, strengths, weaknesses. We pick up where the other one, we're working together. We're working in together. We're working in sync with each other, right? So that things can flow. This thing where we're talking about 50-50 relationships and you being upset because a man doesn't want to pay all the bills. No, that's not a requirement for him. It's not a requirement that a man protect and provide for you. That is something that comes out of the Bible. The Bible, is a patriarchal playbook. It's male centered. So if you want to live in a relationship where it's male centered, you cannot do that, because you're already in contradiction to it, because you actually don't need to depend on this person. You don't need a person, right? The person is going to add to your life. It's not that you are in need, and nor are you going to depend on. Nobody's depending on men in 2025. That's why the thing that's happening with Rennie Rucci doesn't make any sense. You're too young, one, and it's too late in the game in 2025 for you to actually be dependent on a man where he can kick you out and keep kicking you out of his house and telling you to leave, and you want to work on the family and all that other bullshit. But the 50-50 relationship, y'all gonna have to, the ones who are still like out there looking, that is a dead conversation, because it should be 50-50 or whatever. It should be an egalitarian relationship. You should not be holding men to the tenets of patriarchy if you yourself don't want to fall in line with those tenets as well. and you don't, because there's no plans for you there, and you know that there's no plans, but you want to hold these men to the rules of patriarchy, but you don't want to follow the rules of patriarchy because we know that they don't have no plans for you. So I think it's so unfair to be expecting patriarchy standards out of men, but you don't follow patriarchy rules. You don't want to because you know that it doesn't serve you. You know that it doesn't serve you. So let's listen. In this engaging discussion, they dive deep into 50-50 dynamics, the challenges and benefits of dating someone more successful than you, and why Black men date outside their race. Tune in for expert advice, personal experiences, and practical tips on building healthy and balanced relationships. So let's listen to the dialogue. All right.
Better, right? But we hear that so much. Like,
Okay.
I know you didn't mean it when you were saying other races are better, right? But we hear that so much. Like, oh, I like dating a Hispanic girl. You only dated one or two Hispanic girls. Like, why is it a full race? Like, you may have like a girl in high school that was Black that broke your heart, but now all Black women are trash, and it's not true. Like, it's so many Black women, especially my friends that I know. They're so nurturing and loving and caring, and they're all those things that you said that was better in another race. But the only difference is that they're Black. You know, like, so I don't get when people say that.
And I understand where you're coming from. And I think that a lot of times we're the only community as well where, you might hear, I don't need a man. And you have a lot of single Black women. And I don't think that's, we speak a lot of things that we may not necessarily intend to come across that way. But again, it goes back to our history.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I would say we do intend it, though. We intend it because that's what we're taught. But again, because we don't know the history, we don't know why that comes out of survival. So I will have clients all the time who will say, "Oh, I don't want a Black woman, Spirit, because y'all are too hard, y'all are too mouthy, y'all are too this, too." And I always say, well, what you're saying is that she's too much for you. You're not saying, because you can't define what is too anything for somebody else. But also, if you don't understand the history, Black women have had to learn how to survive because they had to be taught the possibility that your husband or your father or your brother or your child can be taken from you at any moment, murdered, killed, sold, you name it. And so you cannot count on him always being there. And you have to be strong enough to keep going. You have to be motivated enough. You have to save your life and everybody else's life around you. So that was a survival technique. Black people, African American people, are still in survival right now.
I know you didn't mean it when you were saying.
Y'all need to stop reiterating stuff like that. It just bothers me. But let's read some of the comments. Okay. I said, yeah, hi, no one needs a man. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm out of here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. But then I came back and said, what does that screeching lady say? They get the same Black man, though. Most of these Black men you desire are unsuitable for partnership. Look at the numbers. Because if you did, this wouldn't even be a discussion. The truth is, people are people. No group of people is better than the other. Race is a social construct, and at the end of the day, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things because all men are socialized under the same system, and how they are socialized to show up in intimate partnerships is detrimental for most women. So the ethnicity of the women don't even matter. All women get the same version of a socialized man, especially if he's leaned into his patriarchal mindset. Studies show, Google it, the most dangerous place for any woman is in her home when a man lives there. So when you look at the numbers, you wouldn't be begging Black men to desire you. Who gives a fuck? But obviously, there are, no, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. There are women who still desire men who their greatest threat. And it's fine. And you have to go through it and you have to come to the realization everybody has their time in this game and what levels of the game they're on and what they come in contact with on that level of the game. Black women are so diverse. To say all black women are loud and have attitudes is ignorant. Find a black woman that has all the qualities you're looking for. And no one is going to have every single quality that you're looking for, because no one can be everything to you, because whatever you have in your head, not that person is not going to be able to mold themselves into whatever ideas you have of a person to be. You have to accept people for who they are. You cannot go into any kind of situation expecting to change a person. Show, people are who they are. If they don't change, they're not going to change. That's why you don't try to change a person, you change yourself. That's who you have control over, right? When I was going through situations with my mother, that's a relationship, right? Going back and forth with my mom in a cycle where my boundaries are being violated or not respected, and then I'm told, oh, that's just your mom. I get back in community with her, and then she does it again, and then I get upset and go out of the relationship, and then I'm told, oh, your mom is just your mom. Then you do it again. You keep doing that cycle, the cycle, expecting someone to change. No, I don't need to change her, I need to change myself. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get off the carousel, and you could spin right round, baby, like a record, baby, and I'm going to go. You don't have to change. Stay where you are, spinning in circles. I'm good. So you can't go into anything expecting another person to change based on this list that you have. I got this list of the qualities that I want in a person. That's what you want. But these people showing up, you're not going to change a person and be able to program a person with whatever you want them to be. If they're not what you want them to be, you're not going to be able to change them. The only person that you're in control of is yourself. And if they're not going to change or change behavior, whatever, then you change. Don't change. Stay the same. I'm not going to ask you to change. I'm going to change. And I'm going to change the environment. I'm not going to go around you anymore. I'm going to choose not to be in the relationship. And I'm not going to keep going on this merry-go-round and this carousel with you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep doing that. And that's what a lot of people keep doing in these relationships, is thinking that, oh, I'm going to change this person, and the person's not changing. And now you're upset and you feel some kind of way because the person's not changing. That person, how is that person supposed to be what you want them to be? They can only be who they are. That's it. They can only be who they are. And that's the truth. Y'all take me out of this group chat because I'm tired of this conversation. Can you just have a preference without insulting another group of women? He did mean it when he said other races are better. Who cares? Black men will do anything but take accountability. It's everyone's fault. It's white men holding them down, but black men wouldn't dare talk sassy to a white man or fight him for freedom. No, it's a black woman he punches down on. Black women are single because there is a scarcity of marriageable black men. Between unemployment, jail, homosexuals, the pickings are slim. The only time I've ever heard a woman say, I don't need a man, is in a song. Nobody really says that in real life. Not in my life. I don't need one. You don't need one either. None of you need men. You would like for men to be around. You would like to be in proximity with a man and share space with a man, even though the studies show that that's literally the most dangerous place for you. But okay, you want to do it and you want to take that risk and you want to have this thing with this man. Some people desire that. And that's just what it is. But you don't need a man. And the way that these men act, a lot, they're not nice to have around. The person you want in proximity to you, you want them to be nice to be around. You don't want them to be like, ugh, every time I come around you got an attitude, every time I come around you mad about something. Girl, shut up talking to me. Shut up talking to me. Do you hear me? But you don't need nobody. You might want somebody around, but you don't need anybody. Nobody needs anyone. You don't. You're able bodied, your brain is mature. You don't need anybody. And this idea where you want to play this role like you're playing the patriarchy game, the pillars of patriarchy, where you play this, I'm in a relationship with a man who pays all the bills. Okay, so those are the tenets of when women had to depend on men because they didn't have any rights. So you want to play that fucking role? Have you seen what the patriarchy does for women? It doesn't do them well. So while you want this man to be protector and provider that comes out of your patriarchal playbook for men, you want to follow that doctrine, then you're also going to need to fall in line with the rest of the rules of the patriarchy. So you existing as an independent woman is in direct contradiction of asking a man to take care of you. And who the fuck wants a man to take care? A fickle ass man that you got to tell what to do? Girl, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Anyway, let black men date who they want, sisters. Let's focus our energy on men who love us. No, focus your energy on yourselves and the women around you. That's where you focus your energy on. There's no focus on men. That's the problem now. Men should be like not a priority. If you choose to date them or be in proximity to them in any kind of intimate setting, that's not something that should be the focus. That's not something to be. It should be like a pie chart, right? And then you see a pie chart that has like, it's cut up, and there should be a small sliver that says men, and then everything else should be centered around yourself, your friends, cultivating other types of relationships, your personal interests, and stuff like that. Traveling, right? Brunches, right? Community work, if that's what you want to do, right? Traveling. Did I already say traveling? Let's put those together over here. But it should be a small sliver that says men. That should be the last of your priorities. That should not be your focus. If that's what you choose to do, it should not be your focus. It should not be the central part of your life at all. Because they don't do that for y'all. And the only time they doing that is when they love bombing and they're trying to hook you in emotionally. But they're not doing that for y'all. And that's the real, and that's the truth of the matter. Let's see. We are not the only race that uses "I don't need a man." Y'all hear what y'all want to hear from the race of women you prefer. Black women don't say we don't need men. We explain the scenario. We are usually talking about a specific person, or we're giving a rebuttal of a man chastising us or calling us gold diggers. But if SD Brat 72, but you saying this, there are thousands of women that saying the same thing. So this idea where you can't make a general statement based on your experiences of men socialized under a system of patriarchy, that's just a way to keep you to shut up. That's just a way to keep you quiet. Because the truth of the matter is, all of them are socialized the same. Some lean into their socialization, some reject it, some take bits and pieces where it benefits them. But part of their socialization is how they mistreat women, how well they mistreat women, right? How well you can get over on a woman. That's that patriarchal side. You have other men who are like, no, I don't choose to deal with women in that way. But the majority of them, you heard that California Raisin talking about how after 35, the women are this. And you heard Slim Thug, the way they talk about women and speak about women. But they still want access to women. They have the most vile things to say. Like me, myself. You hear the way I speak about men? Wouldn't it be crazy if I was like, oh, yeah, I want me a man? Girl, the way you talk about men, do you like them? I'm not talking about them and then trying to partner with them the way that I do. That doesn't even make sense. Like, girl, that doesn't even make sense. I don't fuck with them niggas for real. Like, for real, on some real shit. I'm not just down here saying I really don't fuck with them niggas for real. I don't. Mm-mm. I'm good. I've realized, I've calculated, I've done it. I have the t-shirt, the little pennant, I have the lanyard, right? The little alarm clock. I have all the little Chotskis from experiencing straight men. I'm good. I learned. I've gotten a taste of what I wanted, girl, and I've seen that, girl, it doesn't taste good. It's bitter, and it's not the kind of bitter that heals, girl. It's not. And I've seen the effects, and then I'm also not only the effects on me, but I see the effects on other people. And I'm like, no, yeah, it's not, it doesn't do. And I remember, I even remember the day where I was like, this is detrimental. Participating in this is detrimental for me. So that's the girls that I'm speaking to, who have an understanding that, oh, you know what? I'm actually good. I'm good. I'm good. And I love that the girls are learning earlier and earlier, like, okay, let me decentralize this as what I want, and let me cultivate other aspects of my life, and pour into that part of my life, because this part I pour into it and I'm not seeing a return. Like, I keep pouring into it and I'm not seeing that return that I get when I pour into other spaces in my life, in that pie chart, right? I'm just saying. And then I heard Chelsea Handler talking to Theo Vaughn, and she was talking about how black men prefer white women with the sassy attitude. But ironically, it's that same attitudes that they like in white women, they don't like in black women. And she even says it. But I'm going to I have another something on top of that. So let's listen to Chelsea Handler, because I posted it to my Twitter last night, because this kind of falls in line with this man saying that, other races of women are better. So here, let me here it is.
In general, and this is a black men in general, and this is a generalization, seem to appreciate women like me more than white men. There seems to be a disconnect between strong, powerful white men and strong, powerful white women. There feels like I'm a lot of woman. I say what I want to say. I do what I want to do. And that for some reason threatens a lot of men. There's a certain type of men that don't like that. They think I'm too loud or I'm too brass, but I'm just acting like a man. I'm not acting like anything. I'm acting like myself. And it's similar to what a man would do, and which would be fine. And there's something about black men that like that. They think that's.
Isn't that funny that she said that white men think she's basically she's too masculine, right? I'm acting like a man, right? Because y'all equate masculinity with manhood. So I'm acting like a man. I'm too masculine, is what they tell the black women, right? But black men like that about her, but white men don't like her because she's too masculine. So that's what I'm telling you. When I tell you socialize the same, and they just have different spices in the cabinet, that's it. It's just a different set of spices in the cabinet. Did you hear what she just said? I'm gonna let you listen to it again.
Black men in general, and this is a generalization, seem to appreciate women like me more than white men. There seems to be a disconnect between strong, powerful white men and strong, powerful white women. There feels like I'm a lot of woman. I say what I want to say. I do what I want to do, and that for some reason threatens a lot of men.
Now, when I often hear white men, when they describe why they love black women, they use the same things that she's using. Strong, no nonsense, and you see powerful white men coupling with powerful black women. You see that, right? But do you hear what she's saying? Doesn't it sound like like, if she were a black woman, she could be saying the same thing about black men? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no yes, all of them. That's what I'm saying, girl. Okay, here, let Chelsea cook.
There's a certain type of men that don't like that. They think I'm too loud or I'm too brass, but I'm just acting like a man. I'm not acting like anything. I'm acting like myself, and it's similar to what a man would do, and which would be fine. And there's something about black men that like that. They think that's cute, and they're turned on by my outrageousness or the fact that I don't give a fuck, or that I want, that I'll say the thing. And so I like that. So there doesn't feel like such an imbalance. There's definitely like a cultural thing where black men, it feels like they appreciate that kind of thing more. And so that's attractive. Yeah, as a woman you want to be desired, and you want men who want to have sex with you and are like turned on by your strength, not emasculated by your strength. Like my strength shouldn't make you feel weak. It should make you feel strong. Right. That's how I think. Like, I want men.
I said, thanks, Chelsea. The silent truth is black men desire to be white men. So they figure the closer they can get to white men without being gay is to have sex with white women. On the other note, who the fuck wants to be desired by a straight man in 2025? Added to the DSM 5 as a mental illness. Girl, girl. She's right. A female's strength shouldn't make you feel weak unless you're already a weak man. A strong man appreciates a strong female. That's what, shout out to Mark. He said that underneath the tweet. No, what my thing is that it doesn't matter. If you listen to her, it almost, she could be a black woman saying the same thing. Black men don't desire me because I'm too strong and I act like a man. What she say? I'm outrageous. I say what needs to be said. And then that's the things that they complain about you, but then they like in other women. So is it really what they like? So what's that about? Because I see the powerful black women partnering with the powerful white men. They don't want to be with powerful white women. Powerful white women go to be with black men, not necessarily powerful black men. But it's funny, isn't that funny? So you got to think about that. That's why I say yes, all of them. Because if you listen to, you cannot put another group of people over another group of people, because people are people. And one group of people is, just because they are a different ethnicity doesn't act a different way in because they are a different ethnicity. People are people. All over the world, women are being mistreated. It's like an epidemic of deaths, femicide. It's all over. So it's like people are people. So it doesn't matter the race, the ethnicity, the nationality. It literally does not matter. What's happening is that we are under a system of patriarchy where men are the center and women are still having conversations, even though history has shown and research has shown how detrimental it is for women to even participate in these systems. But the women are trained from the beginning, from little girls, then sitting in church, just reiterate this constant reiteration, trying to figure out who to go to prom with, trying to figure out boyfriends and all that other stuff. It's just a constant thing. It's a constant thing, but it's all the same everywhere. We do have communities that are more women focused, and you hear about them, and they're tribes in other countries. And it's like, when you think about, in this country, have women are still trying to have conversations with men about 50-50. Like, and then you're like, are you looking at the state of men today? Do you think that men can afford to take care of women these days? They can't. And that's the truth. So you having this conversation ad nauseum about who man should pay the bills, girl, shut up. That doesn't even make sense in this day and age. Well, my man is going to pay all the bills. Okay, good. But in general, that's not happening. On average, that's not happening, and it can't happen. And you expecting that out of people means that you also need to fall in line with the rest of the shit. Stop having this expectation that your greatest threat is also supposed to be your protector and provider. It's already doesn't go. It doesn't go. You have to like think about that. Like, why am I expecting my oppressor to take care of me? And under a system of patriarchy, why am I expecting my oppressor to even like me? You hear the way they talk about women. It's like, then you ask, do they even like women? No, you are a resource. That's it. That is it. You are a resource so they can continue to live. You are the reason. You are the reason. And when you give your power away, talking about you need to depend on a man and my man is going to do this just so that you can posture to other women. And it's like, girl, that's not going to work out. That's unsustainable, number one. And on average, people are not doing that. People are not living like that. And when you actually take a peek into people's relationships for real, you're going to see one or two things. Well, you can see three things. You're going to see men not helping. You're going to see an egalitarian where the men are doing equal labor in the home, domestic and outside, or you're going to see the woman doing all the work. Did I already say that? Yeah. Not doing anything, helping, or letting the woman do all the work. That's not doing anything. That's what you're going to see. And a lot of people that have successful relationships who are not posturing for the community, saying my man takes care of everything, trying to act like you lucked out and you hit the jackpot. And the truth is, when we peek into your blinds, into your house, you're really taking care of everything. You're really managing everything. Or you are doing it together. You're actually having an egalitarian relationship where we pull up the slack where the other one is not. You understand what I'm saying? So posturing, and like that's why you can, when you read The Way We Never Were, you see a lot of people posture and they act like this is happening in their relationship, right? Like Tawanda Braxton telling everybody, "Oh, I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. You know, I don't have to because I got a man that's gonna take care of me." He's like, wait a minute, girl. No, you have to work. We're not playing these games. Don't be acting like I'm the man, the protector and provider. I work, but you do too. We work. We're not playing these games where you act like I'm the head of household and stuff like that. We do this shit together. This is a joint partnership. Yeah, this is not where I'm the boss CEO and you get to come to work when you want to come to work. No, you come to work every day. This relationship, both of us, we working. And those are typically, when you hear people actually get into talking about relationships and the ones that are actually long term and healthy, you see a reciprocity. You see the man and the woman doing the work together, working like cogs in a clock, right? You don't see a stagnant man trying to manipulate the situation or the household with his bad moods, not helping at all, right? Those men exist, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you act like you're depending on somebody and that you're not actually participating in the relationship financially. There's nothing, I don't know. I think it's like, is it like a Girl Scout badge to be like, my man pays the bills? Girl, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares? That's not, girl, okay. You depend on a man? No, we're not depending on a man. That's not what, we're not doing that. And we're not acting like it either. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's no need to act like you're doing something. You cannot live in a modern, from a modern independent woman mindset and then have the expectation of men to fall in line with the patriarchy, right? Using patriarchal tenets to measure a man's manhood. You can't do that, because then he's going to turn around and measure your womanhood based on patriarchal tenets. So you got to be careful. Okay, I got to go. I'm going to go. We're going to go and we're going to come back. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. So you heard the one woman begging black men to stop saying, other races are better. And then you got Chelsea Handler saying white men don't like strong, black men like strong white women. They just don't like strong black women, girl. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? She could literally, it's like literally a black woman could be saying the same exact thing. That's why I tell y'all, you got to listen to women of that particular group before you start pedestalizing men of that group. Listen to the women of that group and how they experience men, whether they Latinos, whether they are whites, Asians, Pacific Islanders. Listen to them. Asian, Pacific Islanders, Asian, Asia over there, Southeast Asia. Listen to how they talk about the men, and you'll be like, damn, they have the same complaints, right? Because it's the same shit, different spices. That's it. Anyways, I gotta go. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna come back for another video. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.